Another foundational piece we're going to look at is the way that layers work. So what's important here is that layers are slightly different than the way we are used to them in AutoCAD, in that they kind of control what's underneath them a little differently. So make a little more sense under an example. So here you can see that I have my layers set up. I have this group here. I have 4 different groups: box 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you can see here, that each one of these, box 1 is on layer box 1, box 2 is on layer box 2, so on and so forth. Uh, so if I come here, turn layer 1, box 1 off, box 1 turns off, just the way you'd expect 2, 3, and 4. So nothing groundbreaking there, but what's really interesting is we'll make a copy of this, and I'm going to hit Control C to make a copy to my clipboard of box 2. I'm going to double click to go inside of box 1. I'm going to hit Control V to paste, and I'll paste that inside of there. And now what's really cool, and we'll get more into why this is a great functionality later, again as we move further in, but this is just a foundational piece of understanding of layers. If I turn layer 2 off, as you would expect, both box 2 on the left and the right, both of these will turn off as expected. But what's really cool, if I turn box 2 back on, but this time if I turn box 1 off, you'll see that both box 1's turned off, as well as the right box 2, but not the left box 2. Because what's happening is this container that box 2 is inside of, the box 1 container, is controlling the visibility of everything inside of it. So if box 1 is turned off, then anything inside of box 1 will be turned off as well. Similarly, I can grab box 3, double click to go inside of box 1, and double click again to go inside of box 2. I'm going to put box 3 in there, and we're going to do this again with box 4, and I'm going to double click to go inside of box 1, double click to go inside of box 2, double click to go inside of box 3, and paste. So now I have this big foundation, this big tiered layering of groups and layers. So if I turn box 4 off, as you'd expect again, the left and right box both turn off. But now if I turn off box 3, then you can see box 3 is turned off with everything else inside of it, even though box 1 and 2 are still on. Again, if I hit box 1, everything turns off, because right now these are inside of containers. Visually, it would be something like this. So say you have this big group that we'll put on box 1, and maybe we'll take this and shrink it just a little bit and make this box 2. And then we'll take this and shrink it, that one again just a little bit, and make that box 3. And take this one, shrink that one just a little bit, and makes that box 4. And maybe we'll again cut this, come inside. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Let me see here. Box 4, box 3, 2, 1. Alright, well, we'll just come inside of here, and we will make our box 4. Maybe we'll make this just a little bit smaller. And we're just trying to visually show what's going on, that you can see that box 4 is inside of box 3, and we're going to put box 3 inside of box 2, and then we're going to put box 2 inside of box 1. So maybe we'll even just take the lids off of these so we can really get a visual as to what's going on. So as you can see, we have box 1 Come in here, we have box 2. Come in here, we have box 3. Come in here, we have box 4. So the idea is if we hide box 1, then everything inside of box 1 disappears. If we hide box 3, everything inside of box 3 disappears. You know, so on and so forth. So it's just an important understanding of how layers work within SketchUp that I should say layers and groups have how you can combine the two to make very cool things happen from a visibility state standpoint. So sometimes you might want box 2 or box 3 or so on items to be visible in some areas but not in others. You can always set it up like this, so box 1 turns off, so everything is hidden here but yet they're seen here. And again, the whys and hows will come more into play later on when we're doing more specific house modeling. But for now, just the idea of understanding that this functionality exists and how it exists and how it works is the important part.